we live in a world in which Keynesian economics are too left leaning for Americans. Yeah, it's one of the problems with one of the many problems with yeah, socialist ideals and leftist thinking in general is it is not nearly as effective at like causing uninformed individuals to like just jump to conclusions the same way that reactionary politics works. Like it's just like in the same way that like in a true like anarchist society would be like largely incapable of fighting a war, right? Like that's why like and like that's not a bad thing either necessarily. It is when you live in a world in which oh no, it's not that an anarchist militia can't be effective. It's that in order to an anarchist society, I don't think would be able to in itself rise to the same level of imperialist power as like an imperial power, right? Yeah, no, I'm not saying that they're not effective, right? They just can't hold out. But again, that's also not a problem. Like you wouldn't want to be fighting wars anyway. Wars kind of cringe. I mean, let's say you took two teams, right? Um, two teams of just an equivalently sized force. One organized in a organized, yeah, yeah. I mean, that is the world that people think that we live in. Like the value of a society is based off of its staying power, but in a military conflict, that's why I find myself not really too concerned about it. Oh God, that is a real thing that exists, and I had almost entirely blocked that from my mind, like until you brought it back up, and now I have been made aware once again that that shit is fucking real, and I find myself wondering once again, like how do you? I mean, I know how you get there, right? Like anyone who was born and raised into a conservative family, like, and hasn't had the chance to like think about their existence is already there, right? Like, but Yeah. God. That is mouth noises is my response. We as furries we need to like really reel in our community. So we've let this shit go on we've let this shit go unchecked for a little bit. Um, yeah, I agree. Um, it's entirely like just the most embarrassing thing in the world. Like I don't have a problem with like most other kinds of furries, right? Like there are some exceptions again if you do material harm in any way specifically, like you know, you're bad, and you need to stop, right? But like fascist furries are a thing that like exist in quantities that like is alarming to me as a furry. Like I don't know how you can be a furry, right? Literally, like one of the most like comically degenerate groups, air quotes degenerate. I don't believe in degeneracy. I guess maybe because it's like sort of a regressive thing, especially with like diaper furs. Like they're it's a very regressive like yeah. I wish I had a hand cam so that you could see that I'm using air quotes when I use these terms. Yeah, no, everyone does. It's like human. It's like literally one of the like first things humans started drawing when they figured out that they could use their hands to make art, like effigies of little funny animals and stuff, right? Like it is an innately human thing. Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. That's a good way of putting it. But I mean, you know, like my point being, yeah, it's hard to reach out to every. Yeah, no, there's a shocking number of like I mean I've known a non insignificant number of female like cis femme furries, right? Like, but it is nowhere near the number of expressly homosexual white guys from Nebraska. Like, no shade, right? Almost every furry I've ever met in real life has been like super cool. Yeah, like I was saying, there are way more trans women online than there are cis women because of the like general toxic nature of and masculine center of the internet. Um, Again, all of the female furries that I've met in real life I have met in real life talking to people. That's the only way I've ever found them. Most most women online, like cis women specifically online, tend to lie about their gender in the first place. I am drawing a brush. Just a brush. Because I'm practicing drawing items that are not characters. Because all I really draw is characters. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I have in fact run into that issue before, in like, especially in fucking voice chatting gamings and fucking, it's gross. People are gross. I wouldn't really consider myself lucky in the sense that I mostly just sound like a 12-year-old. Um, but yeah, the more aggressive, I sound like a 12-year-old to me. So, and that's like ideally when I'm. That is a super nice thing to say. Like, goddamn, wow, that made me feel really good. That, wow, oh my god. I don't get complimented very often. I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus, please ignore my reaction. I do my best. I really do my best. And I got hair in my mouth. I got a lot of hair in my mouth. Fucking old. It's cold. Once again, I try my best. Let's get the. Oh. Yeah, no, that's good. That's right. I'm gonna go back to the first one and get the inside layer, inside part bits, the little outlines that I'm trying to get here. I will accept compliments where I can where I can get them. Yeah, yeah, a little. Well, I was going for a hairbrush more specifically, but specifically a straightening brush. But yeah, with without the ability to see the construction, it does kind of look like it just has a fucking giant ass screw in it.